The old Toyota Auris was a bit of a disappointment. It wasn't a bad car, just a very average one. This new Auris aims to change all that, and it needs to. The Auris comes as a 5-door hatchback at first, with an estate due in summer 2013. It's longer, lower, and around 40 kilograms lighter than the old car, with much bolder styling. At the front, its angular headlights and simple grille make up the new Toyota family face, coming soon to the rest of the range, while at the back, the wraparound lights and bulbous bumper remind us of the Hyundai i30. You can choose petrol, diesel or hybrid power for your Auris. The car we're driving today is the hybrid, and it uses the same petrol engine and electric motor setup as the Toyota Prius. Its super low CO2 emissions of 87 grams per kilometre mean it will probably be a favourite with company car drivers, and Toyota expects it to be the best-selling Auris in the UK. Toyota claims fuel economy of between 72 and 74 miles per gallon for the hybrid. Normally it's hard to get near those claims in real-world driving, but we actually matched that figure when we tested the Prius hybrid in our lab. The last Toyota I drove was the brilliant GT86 sports car, and unfortunately it doesn't feel like much of that car's magic has rubbed off on the Auris. To be fair though, it's better to drive than the old car. The steering's still very light, but it does have a bit more feedback, and there's less body roll when cornering. The Auris Hybrid produces 134 brake horsepower, getting it from 0 to 62 miles an hour in just over 11 seconds. Around town, the Auris can travel for up to 1¼ miles on electric power only, and of course it's totally silent while it does so. But on faster roads like these, it's anything but silent, and that's the fault of this CVT automatic gearbox, which is standard on hybrid versions. It holds the engine at a constant revs when you accelerate, which makes it an unpleasant drone. If I accelerate now, you can hear it's just a total contrast to the quietness of the car around town, and it's really quite unrefined. And that's a shame, because otherwise this is a very relaxing and comfortable car to drive. Fortunately, you can have a manual gearbox or a conventional auto on the other versions of the Auris. Inside, the Auris doesn't feel as roomy as some of its rivals, and it's not as well made either. Toyota seems to be using the same hard plastics it was using 20 years ago, and some of the details, like this digital clock here, just look like afterthoughts. If we've just stepped out of the latest Volkswagen Golf, it's going to feel a bit down market. On the plus side though, this Toyota Touch Media system is one of the best we've tested. The boot holds 360 litres, about the same as most medium hatchbacks. And unlike before, the hybrid now has the same amount of luggage space. Toyota has moved the batteries from under the boot floor to under the rear seat. A series of high-profile recalls may have dented Toyota's reputation, but we applaud the company's efforts to put things right. We can't report on Auris reliability just yet, but Toyota's overall brand reliability last year was good. Perhaps the biggest thing the Auris has got going for it is its price. It starts from about £14,500, or about the same as a Kia Ceed, and the hybrid's around £2,000 cheaper than the equivalent diesel Golf. It's also about £1,000 less than a Prius. If you can live with the so-so dynamics and plasticky interior, the Auris could be worth a look. But while it isn't a disappointment, it isn't a class leader.